it, fella. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the Power Band, this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, Kevin, also known as the Wolverine, along with my super friends, Jarhigo.
Yo.
Also known as Head in a Jarhigo. And, of course,
not really.
Chad, also known as C-Lab forever.
Yo.
Welcome to the show, folks. This week, we're talking about the 1982 classic and progenitor of the buddy cop genre. Of course, I'm talking about the now classic, now famous 48 Hours, starring Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte. Let's get to it. High level.
Let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, I'd never seen this one, man. I've always heard about it.
What?
Never seen it.
Wait, stop right there. What? You've never seen this movie?
Nah. Came out when I was 2, bro.
Holy shit. All right, continue. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man, never seen it. Didn't know it was the progenitor to buddy cop movies. And I enjoyed kind of seeing a proto buddy cop movie. It was cool to kind of see some old school shit, kind of see some of the tropes forming. And there's a couple of asterisks, you know, like the horrifying amounts of hardcore racism was a bit hard to handle, but like it was pretty hard to not enjoy the old school romp.
Okay. Well, that's shocking.
Well, prepare to be double shocked.
Okay, I'm sure.
Mm.
Before we continue, there's a listener, a friend of mine, who informed me the other day that we say 2 words too much: proto and delightful. So let's say those words a lot this week.
Yeah, sweet.
Great. So my proto high level is, this is a classic movie, man. This is like the movie that started the buddy cop movie genre, and a more appropriate movie for our first film in the buddy cop month series, I cannot think of. Excellent movie, excellent acting, great script, funny to boot, and it's great action, violence, like the whole thing, man. I love this movie, and it did not disappoint me this time around. I haven't seen it in a long, long time, but it's still freaking great. Done.
Word.
Next contestant.
That was delightful.
It was, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Proto-delightful.
It was a delightful conversation about the proto buddy cop movie.
All right. Benoit.
Yeah, you could pretty much just ditto Chad.
Ditto.
Take the easy way out, aren't you?
I had, I must have seen bits and I'm pretty sure I've seen bits and pieces of it at one point or another. Jesus Christ.
Who is doing that?
I don't know, not me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's
I'm
like
serious,
that?
it's not me.
Well, then it's got to be Wahigo.
I like how you're hyping your own high level, Benny.
Yeah.
I was doing it before, but it just apparently like was, YouTube was like waiting to go to a next video that pretty much had the same thing.
And it just keeps auto playing.
The volume was like still really loud.
I love it. Oh yeah, ditto Chad. That's funny, man.
Delightful.
It's very delightful.
Delightful.
So continue, please.
I'm sure I've probably seen bits and pieces of it over the year, but I don't have any nostalgia for it. I started watching it and I was like, ooh, like I, sort of realized there were all these sort of, players from great action movies of the 80s. Sully really kind of set me off and I started getting excited. And then I just kind of got let down as the movie went on. Like it just, it wasn't like, I don't know. It just like didn't seem like much was going on. There's like the pregame and then like, he goes and gets Eddie Murphy out, and they kind of harangue each other and goof around, and like, you know, there's the scene with the like, you know, hillbilly redneck bar, and like then it's the end of the movie. That's what it felt like to me.
Wow.
They get into a fight, and then like it's like the, you know, the last act or whatever.
Wow, I'm shocked. I would have thought you'd have seen this movie about a million times, dude.
I just missed it. I just didn't, for whatever reason. It you know, I think I've probably seen Beverly Hills Cop like a million times.
Yeah.
But this one just didn't make it into my wheelhouse for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've definitely seen Beverly Hills Cop a million times.
Yeah, I've seen that a million times too, but I've also seen this a lot. This and the sequel.
Yeah, I haven't seen the sequel. Is the sequel any good?
Yeah, the sequel is fantastic, man. It was just as good, if not better, than the first one. And, you know, kind of a, well, whatever. I'm not going to give it away because you clearly haven't seen it. But, yeah, wow, I'm so floored.
I will say that I have developed some nostalgia for this in the last couple of weeks, just in the sense of like I've digested it a bit, and I don't know, like I just like skimmed through it this morning to refresh my memory of the sequence of events, and it is a proto buddy cop movie. Like all jokes aside, like it kind of set the formula for it, and you know, it's like a lot of setup. You know, the cowboy bar is a good example of like it's just the whole thing is a setup for Eddie Murphy to showcase his ridiculousness, and it's kind of cool to see Eddie Murphy in his kind of film debut at the height of his SNL career or whatever, and he just really kind of shows his blustery chops. You know, it has its moments for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting. Okay. So, where shall we start?
You said you have a lot to say.
Oh my God, dude.
I think the San Fran is worth just chiming in. Like, having lived in San Francisco for a while, it was really cool and delightful to see 80s San Francisco and just like recognize
Delightful
a lot of it.
indeed.
That's delightful.
Delightful.
Yeah, my comment on that is that, you know, I feel like there were a lot of movies were filmed in San Francisco back in like the 70s. But
yeah, dude. You like Bullet and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. But then it seemed to kind of fall out of favor, you know, as like the decades went on. But so it was really great to watch this movie and see that again, you know, just see the city and that kind of thing, man. So it was definitely
it's a real cool fucking city, man. Like it's just such a unique looking city.
Yeah, it is a very cool city. So it was really good to see that, you know, kind of revisited, I guess you could say, via film, because I was actually born in that area, but I've never been back ever. Yeah, no, I'm actually a California native. Yeah, I was born in the Bay Area, so.
Well, that explains your affinity for
stupidness.
Your affinity for Airborne.
There you go. Like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Wait, what?
All right, I'll bite, Chad.
Just friend of the show, Carl Aguilar. Evidently, there's a TV cut of the movie where the shop that he works at in San Francisco is like in the scene in the 80s, which I think is kind of cool. So he's got a little bit of a thread to the movie too.
I like it. Well, he lives in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Well, you just told everybody where he lives. That's great, Chad.
It's a pretty big city.
Yeah, well, now one of our fans is in jeopardy.
It's all right. Safety third, bro.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, really great to see San Francisco, and I really enjoy San Francisco as a setting, and I just feel like we haven't seen that a whole lot in the last probably 20 years, I would say. The last movie I've seen that I can remember being a San Fran was really two, Mrs. Doubtfire, and I'm pretty sure So I Married an Axe Murderer took place in San Francisco as well.
All right, both of you fuckers are dead.
Why?
Big Trouble in Little China?
Motherfucker.
Oh. Right, but I did say recent movies that I can remember were those
You're dead.
movies. Why?
Because we didn't remember it. That's a legit death.
Yes, we've done a movie
I'll take a death for that.
that takes place in San Francisco.
All right.
All right.
All right, I will record the deaths.
Doubtfire is a good call.
Doubtfire.
Oh,
right?
The Rock, man. That's pretty legit.
There you go.
Ant-Man.
Oh, that's right. Ant-Man. All right, so that's
The Game
actually,
takes place
there.
in San Francisco, but I wouldn't have said that.
The Game does. That's a favorite movie of mine, yes.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'll take an ejection for that. But yeah, good call on Big Trouble, Benny. That's like quintessential.
I feel like there's probably another movie we did that took place in San Fran, but
Probably.
that's the one that's popping in there.
Rise of Papa Palpatine, I think, takes place there. Fucking movie.
It does. It takes place right in San Francisco.
Okay, now that we got off to a rousing death start, that's good.
Good.
It's about fucking time.
Anyway, before I
Delightful.
It's a
forgot
delight.
and then was reminded of all of the films that have been shot there that we've seen, like it felt really good to see a movie shot in San Francisco. So that was really great, because that's one of those kind of cities, kind of like New York and LA, I guess. I mean, maybe Chicago's the same way. It's really kind of a part of whatever film it's in, whatever story it's in,
Sure.
It kind of plays has a presence, I would say, so that was good for sure.
Yeah, dog.
Let's jump into the cast.
Pretty solid cast, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh,
I'm
nice. Let's talk about our favorite crusty Ugnaught.
Oh, dude, our favorite crusty Ugnaught, man, Nick Nolte.
Dude, he's so good. I love him as Kuiil.
Oh, God, he's so good as Kuiil. Like, I was moved by that performance as Kuiil, and he was just doing the voice.
You see his little piglet cheeks get all choked up.
I love that the Ugnaught looked like him.
He totally did.
You think so, man?
It had a little,
Definitely.
it had a little Nick Nolte in there.
Yeah, I think they made it. I mean, he looked like an Ugnaught, but they made the Ugnaught look a little like quite a bit like
He's got a
Nick
little
Nolte.
Ugnaught vibe, man. He's got Ugnaught handsome going for him.
Like Ugnaught Handsome. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's name this show Ugnaught Handsome. This episode. Yeah, no, I could definitely see the resemblance there in the face of Kuiil, but yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling that, man.
I'm down. I'm down with that. I love his intro in this where he's like with his, I don't know if he'd call it a girlfriend or like abuse partner or whatever.
Abuse partner.
He's like, give me a cigarette and a coffee. I'm going to work. Fuck you. Yeah, you're fucking always on my case. I love you. He's like, go fuck yourself. I'm going to go to work.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I told you to go fuck yourself earlier. I love you, baby.
it's a pretty solid Kuiil there.
You like
Yeah.
it?
C-Lab, yeah, it's pretty good.
Hey, broken clock is right twice a day, mate.
Hey, there you go,
Hey.
folks.
Hey, give yourself some credit, man.
Yeah, dude. Gold Star. Gold Star Wars.
Dare I say your Kuiil was delightful, Chad.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't Eddie Murphy in Proto Nash? Wasn't that a movie like?
Here's a
fucking-
proto thought for you.
Yeah, man, Nick Nolte, dude. Like, I am a huge fan of Nick Nolte, even though I couldn't tell you a fucking other thing he's done, and he fit this like shitbag cop so well.
But he's not really a shitbag cop. He's
kind of
actually
is.
a pretty good cop. He's crusty. I'll give you that.
Well, he's not a corrupt cop, but he's kind of a shitbag.
I don't think he's a shitbag. I think he's pretty solid, but he's crusty. That's for sure. And I mean, the beauty of this character is that when they did the sequel 8 years later in 1990, like Nick Nolte is even crustier in that movie, which is great.
I like how it, like, towards the end, he's like, sorry about all the racist shit. I was just trying to keep you down. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, bud. Just doing my job.
Yeah, just doing my job.
Just doing my job being horrifyingly fucking racist for no reason. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just the fact that this kind of launched both of those dudes into the stratosphere is interesting. I guess, like, enough time has gone by where, like, I see the nostalgia, I see the appeal a little bit, but at the same time, I'm kind of on Benny's motorcycle a little bit, too, with it, like, kind of being a little bit of a nothing burger. So it's kind of surprising that it was a smash hit, I guess it just kind of hit at the time really well or something. Like, it doesn't feel like it should have been a smash hit, but
But it was like a major
I
hit.
would have seen it as more of a cult classic-y kind of movie, but
Yeah. The movie with the budget on the movie was like 14 and change, and the movie made like 80 almost.
Yeah, it's
78
nuts.
and change. It is. It's a lot of money, man.
just looking at his back catalog, I think The Thin Red Line is one of the only things I really know him from overly.
Who, Nick Nolte?
Nolte?
Tropic Thunder, I can't remember who he was in that, but I kind of rings a bell.
He was like the crusty old actual
Crusty
like
old.
nom-vet that they were like consulting with.
That's right. It's been a while since I saw that.
And he also played like the weird scientist in the Ang Lee Hulk movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I haven't seen that one in ages.
I mean, he's been in a ton of films. I just can't. A lot of them are escaping me right now, but he was in, I think, the Gangster Squad back in the day, and they're in the 90s, and, you know. I don't know. He's been around, though. So, like, he was
Definitely
in the
been
70s. He was in Extreme Prejudice with Powers Booth, which is like a freaking awesome 80s movie we have to do, man.
Yeah?
Kind of a,
You do anything
kind of a
with Powers
Western.
Booth.
Yeah. What's that?
You do anything with Powers Booth in it, and I
would
applaud
do it,
that.
and I believe Benny would as well.
Oh, I
He's
would too.
delightful.
He is delightful.
Yes, he indeed is delightful. Powers
He
Booth.
is, yeah. So thinking about and he's got a little bit of crust too, man. So like, that's a crusty movie, dude. Extreme Prejudice. We'll have to do that. That's a good one.
Let's do it, man. Crustathon.
Yeah, really great to have Nick Nolte. Really enjoyed the crust. Love the relationship with him and his, girlfriend. A lot of sexual tension there and serious frustration, which it adds to, the kind of situation in the movie, which is great.
Is that kind of trope common in a lot of the noir shit that you've been a fan of? Because it just the like nagging girlfriendy, nagging wife, but you're actually kind of a dick to her, so it's kind of justified trope is definitely present in a lot of buddy cop movies. Like we watched even in Falling Down with what's his name's wife being a fucking weirdo. Like it totally is a trope.
No, not in noir movies. Like noir movies, think like
just the Dane and
mid-40s
stuff like that
to the mid-50s. Yeah, there's those are very dark movies, man. A lot of them, all of them, really. And I mean that's why they're called noir films. It's not just because they were shot in black and white, dude. It's because the stories are dark, So the women are a lot of femme fatales in there.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not all just
it's more
weepy.
caricature stuff.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
So no, not a lot of comparison there. No.
So I do enjoy, despite how tropey it is, the kind of like arguing with the wife/girlfriend trope of these cop movies. It's funny and silly and dumb.
Yeah, it is, and ever present, seemingly.
Yeah. And what was Elaine? Was that the wife or the girlfriend? She did a great job, man.
Yeah, Annette O'Toole, sure. Yeah, She's good. She was in a bunch of stuff in the 80s.
Who do you guys think is crustier, Cates or Richie Marx?
Oof, man. Well, that's a really good question, man.
Could really have a spirited debate about that one.
Richie Marx being Sam Elliott's character in Shakedown.
I would go, I'm going to have to go with Richie Marx, man. I mean, he was like literally living in crust, dude. Kept his toothbrush
pulling
and
his
an electrical box at a
yeah, exactly.
Crunching through needles and condoms, dude, when he'd get up. Like, oh, dude.
Dude, the Shakedown
that is...
the Shakedown character is essentially my father-in-law, so like I have a bit of an affinity for that level of crustosity.
There you go.
Like
man.
my father-in-law legit is like he is 64 times crustier than Richie Marx in Shakedown.
And he's Australian to boot.
Yeah, and he's a former rodeo clown.
Are you for real?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is like so fucking Australian. It's so funny.
Wow.
Delightful.
There you have it, folks. Rodeo clowns in Australia by Chad
Australian
Walsh.
rodeo clowns. I kind of feel like the Shakedown crust went around the bend. Like it came back around. It's so crusty that it's uncrusty. I feel like Jack Cates is crustier. You know? Like it's a caricature of crustosity, whereas like Jack Cates is just the right amount of crust. Like I feel like the Shakedown crust is like a stuffed crust pizza where you're like, dude, you shouldn't have stuffed that crust, man. Like the crust is good on its own. You don't need to stuff the crust. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Incorrect.
There's too crusty. I feel like you can be too crusty.
No, I don't think so.
You got to get the right amount of crust. Well, if you get crusty to the ultimate crustosity, you're in like 12 Monkeys, weird dude with no teeth who's like, I pulled all my teeth out. It's like that's pretty fucking crusty, dude. You know, like
yeah, that is crusty.
You don't want that guy starring in a fucking movie.
Benny, can you expound? Why do you not think so?
Why do I not think what?
That you can
incorrect.
Go too crusty.
No, I mean it's incorrect that Jack Cates is crustier than Richie Marx.
Well, he's not
Agreed.
crustier, but maybe he's the right amount of crust. Therefore, I prefer Cates.
And that's just a fact.
Yeah, that is true. I'll take that. Yeah. So I retract that statement. However, I would say that I prefer Jack Case's level of crust because I feel like Shakedown Sam Elliott crust is a little too crusty.
Yeah, well, it's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah.
You guys say crust too much. You guys say crust so much.
You know what, dude? Why don't you shut the crust up?
Whoop.
That was good, dude.
That was great.
That was awesome, man. So let's continue dissecting. I mean, if we're done with the crust conversation, I mean, I think
we probably should be done with the crust conversation.
Maybe. I don't really think you can have too much crust.
Really?
This is, yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know. What's too crusty? I mean, Emperor Palpatine is super crusty.
He's fucking crusty, dude.
That's like crusty on steroids, man. I mean, was that too crusty?
Dude, he's crusty demons of dirt. He is fucking crusty.
Crusty demons of dirt. Sounds like the name of our next incarnation.
Our next album.
Yep. Crusty demons of dirt. Either that or our next mountain biking video.
Dude, our extreme sports mountain biking movie.
Hey, we're making
Get yourself some off-roading rollerblades.
That's it.
Ooh, there you go.
But it's Crusty Demons of Dirt, our BMX or downhill mountain bike extreme sports movie where we have a tie into Pizza Hut. They fucking totally merchandise.
Eating slices while we're riding mountain bikes.
That's it. Maybe the whole thing is like we all work at a Domino's and then we moonlight as downhill mountain bike racers trying to break it into like the downhill Olympics or something, and then we get our big break.
No. We're trying to break into the circuit, man.
But what if we like deliver our pizzas in a mountain town via downhill mountain bikes?
Dude, done and done.
That is a crusty movie right there.
We're trying to do the K2 in the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
There you
on
go,
mountain
man.
bikes.
The K2, but dude.
And the final
K2 or the
race.
K12?
Paper boys like $2.
The final race, is we're
K12.
dropped on top of a mountain via helicopter and downhill race against the rival mountain downhill gang, and one of us has to deliver a pizza at the same time. Just like swoops in and delivers the pizza.
I like it. I like where you're going with all this.
And like that Gleaming the Cube movie, one of us has to have like, a crush on an Asian girl whose dad disapproves of our crustiness.
I thought we already had a Gleaming the Turd.
Oh, we did have a Gleaming the Turd. I retract. Can Gleaming the Turd be our extreme sports skateboard movie where we don't actually do skateboards? We just have those little fingerboards?
Oh, dude. I just saw a commercial for those the other day. Yes.
I just love the idea of an extreme sports fingerboard movie.
Yeah, and you know what? Benny, I gotta call you out. You earned a death. It's K12, not K2.
Okay, Kev.
K2 is that I kind of like the mountain vibe of the K2 though.
K2 is a different K2 is a different mountain in a different movie. Literally.
Okay. What's K12? What movie is that from?
Better Off Dead, bro.
I don't remember.
Now you're dead.
I'm dead.
Are you happy now, Kev?
Yeah, you happy?
Yeah, I am. I'm very happy that Chad died.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd. God damn, dude.
Pedantic fucking nerd.
But the best part is that I could name the death the Better Off Dead.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Right?
Yeah, so anyways, fingerboard extreme sports. I saw some YouTube video where I was way down a YouTube hole of some kid who's like 20-something, and he has all these fucking fingerboard deck setups in his garage, and he's like really fucking good at kickflipping shit. It's just like, bro, come on, bro. Come on.
Got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I'll see if I can wrangle it up for you. It's just so bad.
Oh, please. Yeah, that sounds like a time well spent, especially while we're on air.
Dude, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to send it to you now because you just fucking watch it, but...
Interesting.
So that, I don't know how we got onto that, but there it is.
We were talking about crust. That's what crust does.
It is what it does.
It is what it does. It gets you crazy, man. You know, you're crazy for the crust, dude. Stuffed crust. You know, you go around the earth one time and then you can peer into the future. And that is what happens when you have too much crust. It goes around.
Go around the horn, dude.
And then it turns into stuffed crust.
Yep.
Which is too much crust. And then you've got all kinds of problems.
Stuffed crust is a controversial pizza format.
Agree.
It's very controversial.
Agreed.
I didn't mean to derail you with my stuffed crust hatred.
what derailment would truly derail us. So let's continue talking about the cast. So are we content with Nick Nolte and his levels of crust?
I think that was a good homage to his, and Horse D'Over to his crust.
It was a delightful Horse D'Over.
In the hip.
Very delightful.
Stuffed crust.
One of the there's a lot of great players.
Crazy crust.
There's a lot of
Ooh. Sorry.
No. It's okay. I'm foreseeing trying to keep this on track as you asked me to do. Derailment after derailment coming. And this dragging on till like 12 o'clock at night. Anyway. Holy shit. Wow.
Hey, man, I wondered how we were going to talk about this fucking thing, and I'm delighted.
Okay. Well, I'm not delighted.
Did you know that stuffed crust pizza was launched by Pizza Hut in 1995 with a commercial starring former President Donald Trump? I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. But
I love the idea of that dude debuting stuffed crust pizza to the masses. It's great. Oh, New Zealand put Marmite into stuffed crust pizza. All right, we need to stop this conversation right there.
Oh, that's disgusting, dude. Wow. All right, so
anyways, pizza.
If I dare attempt to move forward, I would say we've got a lot of great players in this movie, man. And this guy Frank McRae, this actor, we've seen him a zillion times.
I totally recognize that dude. What else was he?
Yes, and he plays the ball-busting chief in this movie, and
one of the best ball-busting chiefs ever.
Agreed, and balls he does bust, dude. He busts the shit out of Cates' balls straight away at the beginning of the movie, dude. And it's fantastic.
No doubt.
You know, I mean, like, every trope is there.
Like, the level of screaming is such that he doesn't even... Halfway through his screaming, he doesn't even know why he's screaming anymore, but he just doubles down. He just keeps going.
But that's the beauty of it. And I feel like, and I could be right, and I'm not sure, I think he's
so angry he's not even sure what he's angry about.
That's it. But he's like, he halfway through, he's like, fuck, what was I even saying? I don't know. I'm just going to keep fucking yelling.
Right. But I believe, and I could be wrong, that he was the ball-busting chief, that he was making fun of the trope of ball-busting chiefs in Last Action Hero.
Oh, really? He was in Loaded Weapon.
We're going to have to do an ejection.
Oh, he was in Last Action Hero. Good call, dude.
Boom. There you go, man.
Yeah. I like how you can do a trope so well that you go on to do the caricature of that trope.
I love that. And that we've seen that happen a couple of times here and there over the years. But that's a great example of it.
He also played Spanky in Ted Savage's The Wizard.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know what that means, but I love Fred Savage's Power Glove Mario 3 tie-in movie.
You said Ted Savage.
Sorry, Fred Savage.
Well, you're dead for that.
Ted Savage.
Yes, his brother Ted. It was the B movie version of it.
Cousin Ted.
Yes, it's my cousin Teddy.
Starring Ted Savage.
Oh, Chad, you are.
I'm racking them up, dude.
You are racking them up. You're bringing us back into the light, into good standing with deaths.
That's it.
Number one, with some really great deaths.
Frodo Bridges is in that too, dude. Bo Bridges' eyebrows are amazing.
Wait, what?
Frodo Bridges?
Yeah, Bobo Bridges.
Did you say Bobo Bridges?
Frodo Bridges.
Frodo Bridges. I'm just gonna give you a death just for saying that because it's so
Sister Christian Slater.
Frodo Bridges.
Dude, I got suckered into getting a Power Glove for Christmas as a result of The Wizard. And it was the worst fucking piece of tech in the history of tech.
It is the worst peripheral in the history of video games.
The fucking worst piece of shit I've ever seen.
Yes.
It was so cool looking, but fuck me, it was the worst.
Worse than the robot that spun tops or whatever?
Dude, like...
What?
It was... you couldn't control the thing. It was uncontrollable.
It was dreadful.
It was terrible. Although I did see something, maybe from like Kubo and the Nine Strings or something, but some animator rigged up a Power Glove so that he could... do stop motion animation with it. That was amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, it was basically all new tech, just
but still
piggybacked onto the old glove. Yeah,
it was just nice to see somebody do something with that piece of shit.
Legendary.
Anyways, stuffed crust pizza, everybody. Yeah, dude, Frank
Delightful
McRae
piece of shit.
Was great. Inventor of the Power
piece
Glove.
Of shit.
Have you guys heard that James Gunn is now the head of DC Comics movies?
Yep.
Yeah.
reading an article on the show, live on the air. I'm reading an article.
I was reading about it the other day. I watched the Flash trailer, and I was like, God, that actually looks really good, man.
Yeah.
And then I read that he was the head of it, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
it seems so. The whole thing, like all the Disney shit, the MCU shit, and DC just seems so fucking schizophrenic these days that it's like, yeah, cool, until next month when they change everything again. Cool. I hope that they give the guy a shot.
I guess, sure.
Well, I mean, I'm down. He does good work, so I'm totally down to see what he puts together.
Who, James Gunn does good work?
Yeah.
He does excellent work, dude. Are you kidding me?
I'm simply commenting on like how often it's like, oh, dude, fucking so and so is gonna make a Star Wars trilogy, and then like 9 months later, they're like, that's canceled. Now this other person's gonna do it. It's just like I don't believe anything I fucking read now because it's just like they get so choppy and changey about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm totally down for him to take a swing.
And at this point, they'd be stupid if they did that because he's more or less uprooted everything that they already were working on.
Yeah. It's a shame Cavill isn't going to get
So
to
if they
Superman
decide
again.
now to fire him, they have nothing.
Like, no, they have less than nothing. So before they had nothing, and now if they fire him, they'd have
nothing.
less feet of crap,
Then nothing.
and then less than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Batfleck's not coming back.
But Batfleck is in this Flash movie, dude, as is
Bathman's Donuts, dude. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger.
Bath Donuts, baby.
It is a cheeseburger,
And,
but still, yeah.
And so is Michael Keaton, dude, which I can't wait to see.
Bathman hungry.
Bathman. Yeah, it was cool to see Keaton in the costume again, man. I'm down. The Flash dude is such a fucking weirdo. Hopefully he doesn't weird out in the movie, but
I don't know. He looks what? What do you mean he doesn't weird out the movie? He's already weird.
He's pretty weird.
He's weird in the movie. His other self in the movie is weird. You can see it in the trailer. It's just full of weirdness, dude. What are you gonna do?
I'm down. I'm down to give it a weird whirl.
All right, I'm really sorry for that derailment.
Oh, I mean, it's a tradition at this stage, so it's totally fine.
All right, it's fine.
The quota has been met.
Well, we were talking about Frank McRae,
The ultimate ball-busting chief.
The ball-busting chief to end all ball-busting chiefs. He was excellent, man. And his ball busting is now legendary, dude. I mean,
Pretty
he
good.
was laying it down really, really heavy duty, man, and it was awesome. Like
No
he was
doubt.
bringing all the tropes that started the whole thing. You know, God damn it, Cates, I want to see your ass in my office in 5 minutes. You know, like it was fucking awesome, man.
I love that bit later on, too, where Eddie Murphy's just like, hey, man, you're giving him a real hard time. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. Right.
Fuck you, convict.
Might be my favorite part of the movie, actually.
It's pretty good.
It might be.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
The cowboy scene is a pretty good contender for one of the better scenes, too, even though it's trope-tastic.
Yeah.
Trope-tastic.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. I really like the so then we've got James Remar. In an early role. This guy,
What else has he
he's
done?
gone on what else has he done indeed, dude? Played Dexter's dad on Dexter. Hello.
That's where I know him from.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people know him from. That was an excellent role. But he's been in tons and tons of movies and films over the years. He played oh God, I can't remember which stupid character in the original and still the best Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
He played one of those characters in there. I want to say
Raiden.
not Kano. What?
He was a Raiden.
Was he?
Yep, I'm on his page.
Oh, he played Raiden in the second one.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, because Christopher Lambert, our favorite Belgian Highlands guy, he Highlandsman. He played it Raiden in the first one.
How the fuck do you know who played what in the original Mortal Kombat? I love it.
I just wait. I just missed what Ben said because I hear Ben's churning out some Christopher Lambert.
Some Lambert Herzog.
No,
God, I love that shit.
I'm Blueberry.
I like how you're like, yeah, James Remar, really well known for the Mortal Kombat movie. I'm like, yeah, he's right. He's like, no, that's Christopher Lambert in 1982 Mortal Kombat.
I'm correcting myself because I got it
Dude,
wrong.
this is
too.
like this shit on Discovery Channel where it's like, you know, Kevin Moeller, Mortal Kombat movie historian. Like, actually, that was a Christopher Lambert role. I love it, dude.
That was excellent. I'm going to write that as the death name.
But not a Mortal Kombat expert, just a Mortal Kombat movie expert.
Mortal Kombat film historian.
You get my doctorate in Mortal Kombat films. I love that. Just the like confidence with which you corrected the casting of Mortal Kombat was delightful. It was delightful.
I know, but the beauty was I was correcting myself because I got it wrong.
That's great.
Wow, good times. So
anyways, random dude who's been in some weird ass movies. Go on.
My Mortal Kombat knowledge
James
notwithstanding.
Oscar award-winning James Remar.
All right, you know what, Chad? Since you're being such a douche about it, Remar, why don't you eject, pull up Remar's?
No, I was.
Whatever.
I was looking at it.
Oh, right on. Well, you'll probably see that he's been in a ton of movies.
He has been in a ton of shit.
You yourself have seen.
No, I'm down.
See?
I think he's a classic example of someone I've seen in a bunch of shit, but just can't place him. But he's definitely been in a bunch of stuff. I definitely think the Dexter role is where I remember him from.
Yeah, his Dexter role is definitely huge, but he's excellent, man. And he's really excellent in this movie, dude. Like, I think one of the things that I really like about this movie is that they really play to the story, not the comedy. So, well, I think both of you are right. Like, the plot is really simplistic. Like, it's not anything like earth-shattering. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you know, get the criminal out of jail so he can help the cop figure out this, you know, sort of mystery. But it's really not that much of a mystery anyway. You know what I mean?
No.
A couple of convicts escaped and, like, they've killed some people. But they really so they don't play to the comedy. They play the movie straight and they let the comedy fall where it does. And, you know, Eddie Murphy's Eddie Murphy, so he's funnier than, you know. But the movies, like, they didn't tone down the violence, man. You know what I mean? Of a story like this. You know, they didn't, like, water the criminals down. And I really like that about this movie.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think that's part of what makes this movie or is this movie's killer combo, is that they don't water down the villains in the movie, the bad guys in the movie, Sonny Landham and James Remar. You know, like, they're really ruthless, man, and you really get that sense. You know, like,
yeah, and nor do they make them criminal masterminds. They're just, like, brutal, and that kind of sells it. Yeah, for sure.
True, but they're also not stupid either, which I love. Like, so they're not like idiots. They're like, you know, we're gonna you know, it's not that at all. Like, you know, they're definitely skilled. They're definitely cunning. You know what I mean? And they get the drop on the cops like quite a few times in the movie, which I think is great because it really ups the tension and the stakes in the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really like that about this movie. It's got this really kind of gritty, real quality in addition to being funny. And that's what I think is the killer combo of this movie, and maybe why it's so popular, is that it hits all of those notes really, really nicely, man. You know, and Remar's a big part of that. So, you know, he's really ruthless. He's really kind of vicious in this movie, in this role, you know, and it really, really shows, man. And like every scene that he's in, he just brings this excellent intensity, man. And it really just, he sells the shit out of it, and it's great. And what was great is that they just leaned into that, you know, they lean into all of that stuff. And I think that's what makes this movie great.
Sure, man. And how, like, at the end he gets popped and he thinks he's invincible right up until he gets shot, like in the finale. And then he's like, oh,
yes.
Shot. The fuck?
I know.
Because it opens well, too, with the shootout in the brothel hotel kind of thing where, you know, the classic drop your gun copper thing happens. And then, you know, he's just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm just going to shoot you guys anyways.
Yeah, and that's where we get to see, what's his name? Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Like, not Mike Ehrmantraut. That was his name in Breaking Bad. I can't think of it. Jonathan Banks, who was also in Beverly Hills Cop.
He was indeed.
Yes, he was. And so we get to see
that dude.
Yeah, we get to see Jonathan Banks in this, man. And he's great in that little part. But, like, that part is really brutal, man. Like, that's what I'm talking about, you know? It's like, they don't hesitate. They don't waste a minute. There's no stupid banter. You know what I mean? Like, it's exactly as you might imagine, it would be in that kind of situation with like, criminals like that. Like, they're just like, dude, we're gonna get pinched, arrested, or shot. Like, and they just open fire, man. Like, that's it. They got no remorse and nothing to lose, and they just go for it, man. And it's like, I remember from watching this, like, I have this distinct impression of just how ruthless Remar was from when I was a kid watching this movie, man. Like, it always stuck with me,
Yeah, no doubt.
There you go.
He's kind of like, not literally this, but he kind of has like just the sprinkling of the night slasher kind of thing, like the evil bad guy instead of the like, traditional criminal bad guy or the genius fucking villain bad guy. He's just got that little bit of crazy, Totally.
Yeah, definitely. And I would definitely put Brian Thompson's Night Stalker in that category as well, because he was definitely scary in that ridiculous movie.
Yeah, no doubt. And fucking old mate from Predator, dude, Sonny Landham did a great job as well. He was equally hardcore, man.
Sonny Landham as yet another Billy.
Yeah, as yet another Billy. Ben's right, man.
So great.
Yeah, he really is, and he's also very physically large and imposing, and
he's
like
a beast, man.
Yeah, he is, and he uses that size and his demeanor, the way he plays the part, is very intimidating and very scary. You know what I mean? Like, it's palpable, man, and I really, again,
even in leather pants,
even in leather pants,
not assless leather chaps, mind you.
No.
But pretty
actual
damn close.
Leather, like, dungarees.
There you go. Leather dungarees. Yeah, no, he's really great. He's really good. I loved him in Predator, man. And it's
so
great
good
to see
in Predator.
him in this. I know, but I can't believe that guy didn't do more movies, man.
He was one of the highlights of Predator, man.
I agree.
No doubt. He's got a great laugh.
No doubt. That laugh is like a classic scene, man.
Yeah.
In Predator,
I didn't realize just how much connective tissue there was to Warriors, the Warriors in this one. Like, half of the cast were involved.
Patrick Kelly, totally, man.
I was super late to the game on the Warriors. Like, I've known about it for a long time, and I only watched it for the first time, I don't know, maybe in the last 10 years or so. But
that's a great movie.
Tons of connective tissue. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in a long time, but that's a great movie. There's another interesting little connection, like just to kind of digress and talk about the score for a second. So, like, the score by James Horner is really, really good. I really like this score a lot, and it's been reused a couple of different times. And the other time it was reused was in Commando, a movie that we did that also starred David Patrick Kelly.
Yeah, that's so wild, man.
Isn't that weird?
I went looking at some Commando clips to try and catch it, and there's definitely the same vibe. I mean, no doubt about it. I just didn't hear the repeat.
No, the score is definitely, like, I was watching it and I was like, wait a second, did I get that wrong? But then I was like, no, this is definitely the same score, or he used elements of this score and expounded on it and kind of went in another kind of direction and used that for Commando. But they're so similar, man.
Yeah.
But he really kind of leans into the steel drum thing more in Commando.
You do love a good steel drum. Blink, 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 blink. You went off about that shit.
Oh, we sure did. Yeah. That was, well, you know what, Chad? I just find steel drums so damn delightful.
They are delightful. That's it. Yeah.
They really are delightful.
So one could say that the score in this is sort of the
proto.
Thank you, Ben. The proto score to the Commando score.
Sure.
Which is also delightful.
I bet it's just the, like, B parts of that score, Like,
yeah.
I was kind of thinking that
music
too,
at once, and then, like, just kind of wean towards the stuff with the steel drums for Commando.
Yeah. He woke up with a hangover one day, and they were like, "Give me another score." He just pulled it out.
That's exactly what I was thinking, man. He was like, here's the B-roll stuff from 48 Hours. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but I kind of leaned into the plinky, plink, plink, plinky steel drum thing that I was kind of doing, but I expounded on that,
And that's
what I'm thinking. It starts off with a plink,
what
plink,
he
plink.
sounds like, too.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he sounds like. Mr. Horner, are you there? Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. Hang on a second, let me get on some pants.
Cast?
Cast.
Thank you, Jarhigo.
David Patrick Kelly. Brian fucking James, dude.
The Chess King himself.
The Chess King himself.
David Patrick Sully Kelly.
Yeah, David Patrick Sully should be his real name. I really like David Patrick
Used
Kelly.
to be a great place to hunt for Slash.
That's right. I also just watched recently. I was like, you know what? I think I saw like a blurb about John Wick 4 coming out, so I watched John Wick 1 about a month ago.
It's a good one.
And I forgot yeah, that's a great movie, obviously, and he plays the cleaner in that movie.
The
It shows
cleaner.
up at John Wick's. Yeah, so at the very beginning of the movie, he's going on about his wife that passed away, and we're getting like the flashbacks and all that kind of thing, and then he gets the puppy, and then they come to kill him. The Russians come to kill him, and they end up killing the dog, and he just or I think they kill the dog. They may not, but he kills all the guys that come to kill him, and then David Patrick Kelly is the cleaner that comes to clean up all the bodies.
That's right.
And he gives him one of those magic gold coins.
He's in chapter 2 as well, apparently.
Well, there you go.
There you go. He's got such an interesting look, man.
He does. He's a very cool cat, man. And I need to rewatch Warriors. I haven't seen that in a long, long time. That's a really good movie, though.
Very proto Snake Plissken.
And a lot of presence. And he's not like a physically imposing guy. Like, he's kind of short. And he's kind of small, and you can really see how small he is in this movie.
Yeah, he's definitely the
But
rat
he's,
bag criminal dude, the pickpockety kind of vibe.
Yeah, but if you watch like a lot of his stuff, like he's really capable, man. He played I can't think of the character's name, but he was in very memorable as well in The Crow.
Oh yeah,
he was one of the the main kind of toady to Michael Wincott in The Crow.
Michael fucking Wincott, T-Bird in The Crow.
T-Bird, that was it. He had T-Bird and Tintin and what's his name? Iggy Pop, I think. Played
Iggy
that one
Pop
guy.
as Iggy Pop.
Iggy
No,
Pop
maybe-
has the
maybe it
stringy
wasn't
Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop's veins as Iggy Pop.
Oh, gross.
Sully.
Anyway,
Remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied. What happened to Sully? I let him go.
let him go.
Oh, that's the Casey Neistat dude. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, right on.
There you go.
Oh, he does kind of look like Casey Neistat, doesn't he?
He does, man.
You do
He
this
does.
every week. I bring up some actor, you rag the shit out of me, and then you look the guy up, and then you're like, "Oh, dude, it's the Casey Neistat guy. I love him. He's been in all these awesome movies."
I forgot about that. I forgot who he was in Commando. I was giving him a rash of shit in that.
That's all right. You just earned another death. So
That's
it's
fine. It's the hurt Kev's feelings death, right? Is that what it is?
good. No, it's the Casey Neistat hurt Kev's feelings.
A really sad death.
The famous Casey Neistat death.
World famous
The now
YouTuber.
legendary Casey
Casey
Neistat.
Neistat.
death.
Delightful.
Big old shout out to Brian James here, man. I said it a little while ago, but I love me some Brian James, dude.
Was I not paying attention, or is he like only in the movie for
like
kinda
4
a
seconds?
brief- Yeah.
Well, have either of you seen the sequel?
Negative, dude. I haven't seen the first one.
No.
All right, I'm not gonna give it away, but we do get more Brian James in the second one.
Ooh.
Like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's great. I was a huge Brian James fan. He was great in so many things.
Fifth Element,
notably
bro. The
Blade
General.
Runner. Yes, absolutely is the General in Fifth Element. I think that was one of his last roles. And, Blade Runner and this. And I believe he was but I'm not 100% sure he was in Enemy Mine possibly as well.
Crimewave.
That too.
He's got a unique look, man. I just love
Really
that
unique.
dude.
Yeah, great actor too. He's so damn funny in Fifth Element, man.
So good.
Yeah. So anyway, it was great to see Brian James again, man. I was so sad that we lost him.
No doubt. Shout out to Denise Crosby from the old Trekkaroony.
Tasha Yar.
That was pretty cool.
Wait, Tasha was in this? Where?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's
Denise
been 2
Crosby.
weeks. Where the fuck was she? She was
Sally. She was one of the duo of girlfriends. Of
That's
the
right.
Bad guys. I think she was James Remar's girlfriend or whatever. Right.
I think so. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
You mean the blonde in the beginning with the hotel shootout?
No,
Don't remember.
She's one of the girls in the scene with like the baseball bat.
Pretty sure you're right.
When they go,
I'm gonna need some confirmation, Chad.
She's definitely in it. I just can't remember where she is. Hang on.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, dude. I am sorry.
Sorry, bro, but gonna have to confirm that one.
I'm gonna do so right now.
She's not in the opening scene. I think she's in the later scene.
No, she's not in the opening scene. That's what I said. She's
Yeah.
in the fucking when they go looking
baseball
for the
bat
bad
scene.
guys
Yeah,
at
yeah,
their
I think you're
girlfriend's apartment after the fucking hillbilly thing. She's one of the girls.
I think
up
she
in
is.
the
Yeah.
apartment.
Hang on, I'm just.
Yes.
Right, she's in it. I got it.
Well, she's definitely in it. I just can't remember where. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Told
Benny.
you, man.
I believe you. I totally believe you. Kev needs to verify. I trust what Kev needs to verify. Yeah, you're dead right, Benny.
Okay, hey, I can't question a call. Jesus Christ,
can't.
sorry, man.
I love how often that happens. So it's like, dude, I'm staring at it right now. You're like, nope. Hang on, let me Google it.
Exactly.
Like I'm literally looking at it.
The funny thing is,
hang on.
I'm
In the
usually
entirety,
pretty,
yeah.
if I'm not sure, I usually let it be known that I'm like, I think might
I'm
be,
pretty
you know,
sure.
like, I'm usually pretty, I'm not assertive unless I fucking know what I'm
Unless you're solid, yeah.
yeah.
And sometimes I am still wrong. Don't get that wrong. But this time I knew.
You know it.
I'm looking right at her.
Looking right at it.
Okay.
Confirmed to be one of the ladies in the room with the baseball bat.
I mean, the funny thing about that phenomenon of mine is that out of all the things in my entire life, that's the only thing that I do that with.
What, casts of movies?
Exactly. Where I go,
It's the only time you fact checked.
No. We need to fact check this.
Hang on a second.
Internet. No.
Well, I mean, you spent so many years, in libraries
wasting time
studying
watching movies.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Studying. Yes, that's right. Researching various Mortal Kombat films.
Just imagine you opening up like a leather-bound book in a library, and it's like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, cast of characters.
Christopher Lambert
As Raiden.
my secret tartan Belgian donut recipe from the Highlands.
It's just like an over-the-shoulder shot, and all it is like up, down, left, right, BA for the finishing moves and shit.
Ooh, yeehaw.
Now we've got a new Mortal Kombat movie. Maybe we should just stop our Buddy Cop month at 1 and go straight into video game fighter movies, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Yes,
talking about
and then
Street
from
Fighter
there
the
we
other
can go
week there.
straight into Denise Crosby movies.
Raul Julia. Yeah, all right.
Raul Julia.
Raul Julia?
Yeah, he plays the baddie in Street Fighter. And he it was his last movie before he died. He did it for his kids. I love it.
Worst
Love me some Raul
ever.
Julia. Bison. He was Bison.
Bison. That's the dumbest name for a character ever.
It's pretty good.
In its stupidity, yes.
Denise Crosby was in Pet Semetery. I didn't remember that.
Oh, yeah. She was the
totally.
mom. She was the mom, dude. Confirmed.
Yeah, she was Chun-Li in Street Fighter.
Confirmed.
She was not Chun-Li, dude. from her award-winning role as Chun-Li in Street Fighter, she then got cast on The Next Generation.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, man. Happens.
Chun-Li. That's great. All right, let's
Jesus.
finish it up. This is a complete and total
This is a
swamp,
debacle.
dude. We gotta finish this cast.
Well, the movie
and
takes
this-
place in San Francisco anyways. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, right. And you two guys, we're gonna have nothing to talk about.
We don't have anything to talk about this movie, clearly.
Okay, so this is really me narrating the movie
Yeah.
while you two
Try
go
not to
off
talk
on
about
digressions. Yeah, exactly.
it. Yep.
All right, so we got Tasha Yar confirmed. Yeah, Brian
We
James
fact checked
confirmed.
fucking Snopes over here. Fact check the fuck out of that.
Snopes. I thought it was Snoke. Whoa.
Whoa.
Snokes.
Andy Serkis cameo, bro.
Oh God. So anyway,
Talk about a nothing burger.
Right?
yeah, right. Tell me about it. the final order. So stupid,
Jesus
dude.
Christ, I love how
Wow.
much we've lost our ways. So good.
Okay, I haven't though. I got a trail of breadcrumbs.
Finish up with Eddie Murphy here, man.
I have a trail of mental breadcrumbs. So first Eddie Murphy movie.
You are a fucking breadcrumb.
This is the first Eddie Murphy movie the first movie that he ever did. I know. So interestingly enough, like, you know, a lot of debate when they were, you know, sort of writing and trying to cast this movie, and like they were really trying to get Richard Pryor, but Richard Pryor was had become like a bona fide star at the end of the 70s, right? So then they're like, well, we can't use him. And I guess his agent was, or some capacity, worked with Eddie Murphy. She was Walter Hill's wife, I think, and she suggested Eddie Murphy, and it was like, boom, there you go.
Good call.
You know? Yeah, great call, man. I mean, you know, it's easy to get like kind of lost on the fact that Eddie Murphy's so funny, but he's actually a very capable actor as well, dude, and he can really bring a lot of thunder in a lot of different departments, you know, a lot of different types of acting situations, man. And he does a really great job of doing both in this movie, you know, again.
Yeah, it's not as, you know, I mean, obviously it's, I know we're beating the hell out of this joke, but it is a proto Eddie Murphy movie. Like, it's not super funny, but it's funny. It definitely has its moments.
Definitely has.
It's not like
moments.
super like turn the fucking comedy up to 11 like it is in a lot of other things. Like Beverly Hills Cop is like comedy up to 11.
Right, but I think in a lot of those situations, like I know like the writers definitely kind of wrote around Nolte and Murphy's natural kind of personalities in the way that they were, at least according to what I read. But I think that like in subsequent films, like people were writing for Eddie Murphy, right? Because this is the point where like, you know, he was already a huge star on Saturday Night Live or becoming a huge star on Saturday Night Live. And this was really kind of before he got thrust into mega stardom.
Dude,
man.
yeah.
So we still got a lot of very normal Eddie Murphy, right? You know, it was like, oh, let's cast Eddie Murphy. He's really funny. He's on Saturday Night Live. And it wasn't until later, like after this movie, he became a megastar, right?
You're just looking at his fucking pedigree, man. It's like 48 hours. Then it's like over the course of 5 years, 48 hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, Golden Child, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Coming to America. Like, that's like stratospheric, man.
Absolutely, right. So you've got, I think that like, you know, after this and Trading Places is when people started writing for him.
Yeah, sure.
So then it became different,
like
in
Beverly
the
Hills
sense
Cop,
that, yeah, like Beverly Hills Cop was the first one where they're specifically writing for Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? So they kind of edify the movie in a sense. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's all well and good. Like those are great movies. Don't get me wrong, but I think this and some of the stuff he's done just now recently is, you know, really some of the better stuff because you really get to see him flexing his real acting muscle because he's a real great creative talent all the way around. He's not just like a goofy, funny guy with a funny laugh in the movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So please do not do that again. So he, you know, this is really great in that respect. And it's great to see him like that in this movie, you know, like,
yeah, he definitely shines, man.
Yeah, he definitely does. You know, it's great.
It's no Bowfinger, but you know,
who could keep up with that shit? That Bowfinger's Criterion Collection. I have the Criterion Collection of Bowfinger.
Is that a good movie?
No,
I never saw it. I never thought it was. It's probably as good as Boomerang or Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Hello.
it's better
Nutty
than Pluto
Professor.
Nash.
Pluto Nash. Yeah, I never saw that either. I thought that was dumb.
Yeah, shout out to the chemistry between those two here. Like, I guess a lot of this, if not, they say all of the dialogue between Nolte and Murphy was ad-libbed, but
improvised. Yeah, there was definitely.
I kind of don't want to believe it just because of how much horrible racist shit gets thrown Murphy's way. Like, I don't know. They really leaned into that pretty hardcore. Like, there was some serious eyebrow-raising shit a couple times. I was just like, whoa, guys, all right. So that was kind of an interesting piece. It fits with like a fucked up old school you know, obviously I'm not speaking about any or all cops, but like you totally like can imagine a cop back in the late 70s pulling that kind of shit. So it kind of fit, but it was still pretty heavy duty.
Cast.
It's the cast.
That's it. All right, so now that we've covered the cast, I did a bunch of reading about Walter Hill, and I wanted to just kind of talk about him for a second, and before we wrap this whole thing up. And I think
do it, bro. He wrote Alien 3.
He did, and he was involved in a lot of films, and he directed a lot of films. And you know, as I looked at his pedigree of films the other day, and a lot of them I've seen. You know, he's a really great filmmaker. I think he's kind of underrated, man. You know, in terms of like great filmmakers of the past 4 decades. You know, and he's really great. He's done some excellent movies. He's really good at doing this type of movie, which is like a real action movie that doesn't full of like tropey crap. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, he's really good at churning out stories like this that have a gritty, real feel to them, man. And I really appreciate that about him. You know, I'm a big fan of Last Man Standing, which is a Bruce Willis movie that he did. It's based off, you know, Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, and it takes place in the Prohibition era down in some border town in Texas. And it's great, man. It's a straight up gun movie, actioner. It's got David Patrick Kelly in it. And it's also got, you know, Chris Walken and all these great people in it, man. But, you know, that's another great movie. He's just done some really great stuff that's excellent. I really appreciate his style, man. And this is part of it, man. I mean, like that whole kind of, you know, very realistic kind of feel to it is, like I was commenting on before about this movie, is kind of his thing. And I dig that, man.
Sure, man. So he did a good job.
Kudos to him.
I mean, he did The Warriors back in the day, so he's definitely got that kind of like indie, crusty, weird, post-apocalyptic-y kind of movie vibe, for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like the, like, fucked up, New York is a fucked up, crime-ridden city kind of trope, you know, with The Warriors. And then 48 Hours, too. Like, I feel like, you know, the baddies in this are just fucked up enough to be scary, you know? Like, I like that kind of, like, watch out for criminals, you know, look over your shoulder in a dark city street kind of thing, which fits with the time. And fits with, like, the Aliens movies, for example. There's, like, a subtle kind of horror-y, thriller-y element to some of the stuff. He did Red Heat, too. I don't think I've ever seen that. The Belushi-Schwarzenegger one. Is that any good?
It was kind of touted to be like a, you know, sort of fish out of water version of this, like similar to this. And it's, you know, kind of...
Dude, that's got a fucking serious cast.
Been a long time.
Red Heat. Belushi, Gina Gershon, Larry Fish, Peter Boyle.
Kathy Heeguy's
in it, yeah. Pruitt Taylor Vince. Brian James is in that one. Peter Jason. Like, this is a fucking sweet cast.
Yeah, we got to do that eventually, too.
I love the Belushi action. I mean, Jim Belushi's great.
Jimmy.
But yeah, man, I never heard of Walter Hill. He's got some pedigree, though.
He really does, man. Oh, he did Extreme Prejudice, man.
Which one's that?
The movie I was talking about earlier with Nick Nolte and Powers Booth.
Oh, okay.
You know, directed it as well. He also did Trespass, which we did.
Which one was Trespass again? I'll take a death for it, but
with
hey everybody, is
that fucking movie? Did he really?
Dude, that is like the largest death. Holy
I'll take it. Yeah, whatever.
We have not only did we hate that movie, we basically didn't talk about the movie the entire episode. And then we've subsequently referenced how terrible it was.
Oh my God.
Numerous times afterward.
The only good thing about that movie was Ice-T's sweet pimp haircut. That was funny, dude.
Wow.
Two fucking hicks breaking up like a Detroit factory with a fucking pickaxe. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea for a movie?
Going to town on a wood floor with a pickaxe.
So good. Love it, dude. We should do that again.
Oh, you know what? He did that Stallone movie, Bullet to the Head, that I was like, that looks
a bullet in your head.
Now that I know that he directed it, though, I'd totally watch that.
Shout out Rage Against the Machine. Word. Walter Hill, bro.
Walter Hill, bro.
Nice work.
Delightful.
Let's bits and bobs, dudes.
Bits and bobs, dude. We need to end this, man. We're going straight to nuggets, dude.
No, this is like bits and nuggets.
Bits and bits.
bits and nuggets.
Dude, you didn't have anything to say about the movie while we were talking about the movie. How could you possibly have any bits and bobs?
I don't know. I feel like the cars in this are worthy of a bit or bob. Like his piece of shit caddy was pretty sick.
Oh, man. And Eddie Murphy's comment about said piece of shit caddy was great. Because this movie came out like at a time where, you know, people still would like kind of make fun of people that bought like foreign cars, you know?
Mm.
And he says that. He's like, hey, you got a foreign car, Richie. And he's like, yo, yeah, I went in and tried to get the last light blue piece of shit Cadillac, but it had already been taken. I thought that was really great.
And he has that like double take, like, oh, you got me there, man.
Okay.
That was a real
Nuggets.
fucking shitbox of a boat of a car.
Oh, fuck, that thing was awesome, man.
What did he say later, too? He's like, I'm a soft top man.
Eddie Murphy's car was pretty rad, though.
Right? It was, man. Was that a Porsche or a Carmen Ghia?
It was trying to be a Porsche, but it wasn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a Porsche. It was a fake one.
Well, I mean, I think it was supposed to be a Porsche. Anyways.
That's what I mean. Yeah. But it was just some random fucking European kit car or something like that.
Okay.
It was probably
We're reading about that shit.
a Volkswagen with a different body on it. But yeah, that was the thing. It was a thing.
Another bit of indoor Bob. I enjoyed the kind of little banter between all the cops in the station. And the station scenes where they're like, hey, this guy's on line 3, you know, and he picks up the phone old school and pushes the fucking blinking button and stuff. I don't know. I just had some nostalgia for that.
What, the phones?
Just the scenes in the station, including the phones. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed those.
Yeah. What about the crime scene chick? There's one in every single cop movie, you know, and she had a really funny accent, you know.
Which one?
She was like, the chick that was just like, yeah, he was shot with a 45. Last year it was all 38 snub noses. This year they're going for the heavy stuff.
Even you just reenacting it is delightful, so I'm totally with you on that.
That's how good of an actor I am. That's just
No
it.
doubt.
I know. Why you ever doubted me, you don't know.
I love it.
Good stuff.
No, this was just some 80s, the 80s nostalgia stuff I'm down with. There's some real 80s fucking stuff. And Eddie Murphy trying to get some, hitting on the girl. He's like, I need some punani or whatever. She's like, what? Let's go across the street. It's like, okay, dude, because that works.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
Great stuff, Chad.
Great stuff. Classic subway, doors closing, subway station trope.
Ooh,
There's a lot of little bits or bobs in here, man.
Nice subway scene, man. Really like that a lot.
Bus smashing the side of the boat, car chasey stuff. There's no Sam Elliott climbing on the wheel of a private jet and throwing a grenade inside, but I mean, it's close.
No, we didn't have that kind of crust in this movie, though.
Slightly less crust.
Indeed, sir.
Not quite enough crust in the budget.
Nick Nolte's the piece of burnt toast that you scrape it off with the knife. You know, you scrape the burn bits off and try and salvage the toast, whereas Sam Elliott's just fully fucking burnt toast.
Wow.
You just eat it like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any bread left.
That's it.
You can't do it over.
That real carbonized fucking toast.
Carbontoast.com.
That's actually a pretty cool sounding website. Carbontoast.com.
Dude, jot that down in your little thing there.
Hey, write that shit down there, eh? Put that in your notes.
Yeah. That's going to be our new website, carbontoast.com.
Nuggets.
And every time you go to carbontoast.com, it's going to be me doing that voiceover. Carbontoast.com.
It just says it. Yeah, that's it. And then it's just a looping video of toast burning in a toaster oven.
But not any toast, Chad. Carbon toast.
Carbon toast.
Got various tabs you can click on that all bring you to the same thing. And every time you click on one of them, it's you saying carbontoast.com.
That's right. And it's also one word. It's not two words. It's carbon toast. Thwap, 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 thwap. All right, are we done bits and bobs? Can we please kill this?
Unfortunately, carbontoast.com is taken by
What?
pork bun.
Oh, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
It's a bummer,
Porkbun.com.
dude. Bummer, man.
Bummer, man.
All right, so Nuggets.
Nuggets. You got any nugs there, bruh?
I did have one. Hang on, let me find it.
I did. I saw the opening scene was one take, 3-minute long, no cuts, which I didn't pick up at the time, but that's cool. I love those long shots like that.
Wait.
Red Sox.
You're talking about the opening shot when he breaks Gans out of the chain gang?
The first scene at the police station.
Sorry,
so not the chain gang.
Okay, Mr. Douche.
Mr. November.
He likes it hot. Come on, dude, do it.
Banana.
Put some effort into it, man. There's a lot of nuggets about this movie. The only one that I'm gonna drop is one that I thought was really interesting, and it's that the word "fuck" is used exactly 48 times in this movie. Yeah, which I thought was super cool.
So it should have been called 48 Fucks.
Whoa.
Wow. That's the appropriate response to what you just said. Next nugget.
I fucking love it, dude.
I know, dude. I do too.
I fucking love it, dude. Denise Crosby bat scene, which, believe it or not, Kev, she was in the bat scene. Evidently, Eddie Murphy was terrified of her with the bat because, I don't know, she didn't have any practice with the bat, and ended up, he was terrified she was going to clock him, and she reassured him she was not, and then in one of the takes, she fucking got him. She popped him with a bat. I think that's funny.
Wow.
Old Yar with her baseball bat.
That's right.
Yar.
Fuck around with Tasha Yar, man.
Bro,
you don't fuck with her, man.
You don't do it, man.
Don't fuck with a Jesus.
She will fuck you up. Bat or no bat.
Dang right.
But yeah, I don't really have many nugs.
Great. Let's move on to deaths, which is much more interesting.
Plenty of deaths.
God, a bevy of deaths. Delightful deaths, as it were. All right, let me sharpen up my pencil here.
Maybe even a proto-death or two.
There might be a proto or two in there. All right, so Chad is the big winner this week in the deaths, man.
Ding, 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 ding. Give me a ding.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, God.
So we had to start off as 2 CK1 deaths. That would be for me and Chad. First one being the Big Trouble in Little China, set in San Francisco death. Second one being We Don't Know Shit About Movies in San Francisco death. Then Chad had an ejection on San Francisco. Benny had the K2 dude death. Then Chad had the Better Off
Dead death.
Yep, the Better Off Dead death. And then Chad had a Ted Savage death. Then Chad had the Frodo Bridges death. Then I had the Mortal Kombat film historian death. Probably my favorite death of all time. Chad then had the Casey Neistat hurt Kev's feelings death. And then the egregious Trespass death. And that's it. An excellent week for deaths. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're back on form.
We are back on form, man. See what happens when we don't do what we're supposed to do for the show. It gets better somehow. All right, so that's it. Let's move on to ratings.
Let's.
Why don't you two go first, since I love this movie. We know what I'm going to say.
11, an A+.
A 9.87325.
All right, shut up.
Yeah, I think this one, it actually is a great proto buddy cop movie in the sense of, one of the progenitors. I enjoyed watching it for the first time, having an excuse to watch it for the first time, and 2 weeks later have some nostalgia for it. I'm glad we kind of had a little bit of breathing space in a way.
Me too.
I got a docket for the racism that was pretty heavy duty, so I'm going to give it a 4.9 alongside Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome and Barton Fink.
I'm down, dude, for a movie you've never seen before. That's good company,
Yeah,
man.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, it's worth checking out just for the being one of the granddaddies of buddy cop movies.
Buddy cops, sure. I'm with it.
Word.
Benoit.
Yeah, I don't really want to rate it.
Don't have to.
I suspect that...
Are you afraid to rate it?
No, I'm not afraid at all. I just suspect that I may watch this later and I'll be in the proper mood for it. Thus, I may enjoy it more. It does have a terrific cast, and it is very well acted. It just felt like it was a disappointing story in general. Like, it just wasn't, you know.
I agree with that.
Like, the details weren't enough to make up for the nothing burger of a story it had, I thought.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it just caught me in the wrong way. I think I probably would like it better if I watched it. Maybe not for the podcast or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, based on my viewing, I'm going to go with like a 6.5.
All right. Wow, that's pretty
That's reasonable.
considering what you just said. No surprise, I'm going to rate this movie highly. I'm going to give it a 7.5. Here's why. It loses points, I think, because of what Ben said. Like, the story is pretty thin. I think what makes up for it is the way that the story is told through the dialogue and the acting. I think the dialogue is actually really good. And I like the way that the characters are portrayed. And I talked about it earlier. You know, it's very, they don't play to any stupid comedy or they don't play to any funny moments. They're just playing it straight and they let the comedy land where it does. It's also, they're not afraid to let the violence show through. And that's what I think is sort of the killer combo of this movie. So I'll keep it short. That's it.
Word, bro.
Word. I thought it'd be bigger than that.
I thought you'd be bigger. So that's that. Chad Slab, what is coming up next for Buddy Cop Movie Month? I can't wait.
Buddy Cop Movie 2, also known as episode 200 of this episode, Everybody Dies, is Dragnet.
Wait, I thought we were doing Lethal Weapon, man.
You cock-blocked Lethal Weapon, so it is later in the sequence.
No, I cock-blocked it as the first movie, dude.
We're doing Dragnet next week for episode 200.
Okay. And what about Lethal Weapon? Where does that land? Because I
201, bruh.
We agreed that Alien Nation would be last.
Correct.
All right, fine. So, all right, great. So there you have it,
There you go,
folks. Ooh, next week, Dragnet with Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd and Dabney Coleman and Christopher Plummer. And ooh, man, is it good. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for joining us for 48 hours.
People against goodness and normalcy.
There you go. Nice one. And Emil Muzz, dude. Can't wait. Anyway,
The Virgin County Swale.
and the Virgin County Swell.
Don't you mean the Virgin County Swale?
Yes. Anyway, stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining us, guys. See you next week.
Laters.
Bye.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. If you'd like to check out the show notes, you can do so in your podcast app of choice or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/199. Finally nailed it. After 199 episodes. If you'd like to support the show, there's a number of ways you can do so. You can rate us and review us on your favorite podcast app. You can also tell a friend to check out the show, or you can support us directly. Patreon.com/nothingburger. Also, if you want to check us out on social, we're on Instagram at EBD Podcast. So come join in on the conversation. Engage us. We'll engage you back. That's it. Thanks for joining us for 48 hours. We'll see you next week for our 200th show, Dragnet. So long for now.
Fucking. Oh, love it.
What we see lab, 2 for Troy Eagle, 3 for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady.